to the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show is where I go for the latest band info. So all around town radio show for the music that comforts my soul. It's the all around town radio show. The all around town radio.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the program on a Monday. It is our weekend update. And we are live in the studio. Here's Sweet Sister Mercy.
It's the weekend review. It's a Bible coming for you. We're speaking with the fans. Sometimes they don't show well. Whatever, man. We're covering who's playing out off the open jam with the who's who of talent. Come Friday night, ready to raise some hell. With
All right. Let's see who's checking in today on the old broadcast here. Who we got? On the YouTube channel, Rob Paisley first up today. Glenn checking in at number 2 on YouTube. Hello, Kara. Thanks for joining us today. Kevin Cooper, the Coop in the house. Jamie Minnick. Yeah, long time no see, Jamie, at least last night. Del McFarland in the house. Good to have you, Del. We're going to talk about him here in just a minute or two. We are. Gina McCann joining the program. Shane is in the house. How you doing, Shane? And Colleen has joined us. She said it was a great weekend for her. Hey, if you're watching and you have somebody you saw play you want to give a shout out to, drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Bob Klein is in the house getting to us. Are you still in Key West, Bob? That's what we want to know. Erica is joining me. How you doing, Erica? Good to see you. It was great to see you Thursday night. And how we doing out there, everybody? You guys doing all right? Let me see if there's anybody else dropping by here today. Jim McCarthy checking in. Jill Drew is in the house. Welcome, one and all, to the program today as we take you through our weekend update, as we call it, or as Mark Robinson calls it there in the theme song, the weekend review. And that's what we're doing. We're reviewing who we got to see over the weekend, but we want to hear from you. If you got to hear, or if you got to see somebody, we'd love to hear from you. Hello, Gary, checking in from his Simmons Sanctuary and Museum. Good to have you. What's up? Shane says, feels downright tropical. It does, man. It's out of the teens and all that. It's actually, the sun was out for a few minutes today. How about that? Gina said she saw Under the Sun on Saturday night. Just fantastic. I've yet to see him. I feel bad about that too, but it just has not worked out for me. Got to see that band. I hear they're amazing. Bill said it was a great music weekend. It was. And sorry I missed you last night, Bill. I didn't know you were there. But there were so many people there, and we'll chat about that as well. And Bob had been down at the Rock Island Festival, 80s Rock Paradise. Yeah, our friends from Arena Rock Show were down there playing and having some fun. And they were bringing videos back of all kinds of people with all the 80s rock stars down there playing in Key West. Good stuff. And Corona says it was a cold and frigid weekend for music. It was. Well, welcome to the program today, guys, for this Monday, January 22nd. Speaking of frigid, 2024, we're Backstage Hall Pass here from the Hall Around Town radio studios, your number one source for live local music news, bands, venues, and more. And your home for everything music, people. So don't forget to share the show. We love it when you do that. And support local music and the venues that bring it to you. Want to thank you for sharing on Thursday's show last week. We were about the 3,000 mark, so we'll take it. Week before, I don't know what happened. We did like 4.5, so that was good. And as long as we can keep up there in the 3,000 viewers watching who's playing out, it makes it all worthwhile for us to gather that list and put it together on Thursdays and bring it to you so you can plan your weekend of live local music. Toys in the house. He's in Key West right now listening. He missed the festival by 2 days. Speaking of an 80s rock star band, Toy is in the house. Good to have you with us, my friend. Good to see you last night. And Jamie said Under the Sun was amazing as well. And yeah. And well, I'll throw that up there, Shane. Shameless plug. Is that it? Or did you, I don't know, were you there Saturday or is that for this Saturday? Quentin, how you doing? From Ladder. Haven't seen you guys in a while. Hope you're doing all right. Mason Johnson's in the house. And that might as well segue me into my first segment. Before we talk about who we saw play over the weekend, let me mention our friends from CFG and the family. They made us proud all week long down in Memphis. Please, if you're out there, guys, give them a shout out. Mason, Casey, Greg, Pete, and the whole family that traveled with them down there, including our good buddy Hollywood and all those folks who made it possible for them to make it to Memphis and show their talents off to the world, man. And, numbers are numbers and winners are winners. And, everybody's got to have a place in those shows. But I'll say this, they're number one in my heart, man. And those guys, CFG and the family, not only good players, a wonderful band, but great people as well. And we want to give them a big shout out and a congratulations for what they did, because they represented Cincinnati well down there. And a shout out to Jimmy D. Rogers as well for the Cincy Blues Society, who went down and competed again in that. And, Dayton guy wins the solo. It's great to see the amount of talent out of the tri-state area here and all the way to Memphis. So good stuff. And Jim McCarthy's congratulating CFG and the family. Jason Hicks, how are you? Thanks for being here as well. And good to have you. And Kevin McCoy saying, good job, CFG. Thank you for that, Kevin. Good to see you, my friend. Jonathan Grooms said, hell yeah, they made us proud. They did. They made all of us proud. I watched all the lives from down there, and I was on the edge of my seat every time they played. Just a great performance by those guys. Mason, if you're still out there, son, I always say you slay the guitar, but you outdid yourself. You were rocking it out, man. And I love what you do. And yes, Mason says, thankful to represent. Well, you represented well. And we're glad you're back in town. Look forward to seeing you play all summer long here. And as the weather warms up, get to some of those outdoor shows with you that we love down there with the Ham Fam, as it's called, in Hamilton, or Jamilton, as they like to refer to it. And Gina said CFG and the family was incredible. Absolutely. They were fantastic. And we're so proud of those guys. And Toy says it's 73 and just cracked one open. Toy, we're going to crack some skulls here if you keep that up. Can I say that out loud without getting in trouble? Probably not. Let's see. Yes, Jamie said it was great to follow them on their journey, and what a journey it has been for CFG and the family. Debbie, thank you for that. Yes. And yes, they made Cincinnati proud. Good choices to send there this year, Debbie. Great choices. And Ashley says this play. I agree, Ashley, 100%. I'll put this Cincinnati, Dayton market and the tri-state market up against anybody across the country with talented musicians. It's so cool. And speaking of talented musicians, don't forget you can hear all about them here at All Around Town Radio. This is my shameless plug. You can follow us on the socials at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all those things. Twitter, whatever it is, X now and all that. But our weekly programming, Thursday, we bring you Who's Playing Out. Every Wednesday, we bring you Wednesday with the band. In fact, this week, we may have 2 Wednesdays with the band. We may be on live at noon and at 5 o'clock. So stay tuned for the announcements on those. And then Tuesdays, here is Hot Topic Tuesday with yours truly and our lovely co-host, Karis, who joins me on Tuesday, spreading joy and judgment, as we like to do. And we'd love to have you join us for that for real. So as we move into our Monday weekend in review here, we ask this of you. If you saw somebody play over the weekend, you want to give a shameless plug in for it, throw it into the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Absolutely. Hi, Judy. Thank you for being here. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing well. Judy Dunkley in the house. See if anybody else is rolling in here. Oh, yeah. John Dale's here. Vianney, how are you? Thank you for being here today. If you're still watching, good to have you with us. So I want to go back to last Thursday for This Week in Music for me. I want to talk about that. Hello, 7 West. I got to get hold of you, buddy. Sometime I'll chat with you soon. Let's see. Wayne Davis in the house. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. And let me talk about the Thursday Bell and the Bear Jam from last week. As you know, I'm a huge fan of the Jam, and I've been there for several years now. Hi, Marty Huber. Thank you for being here. Happy Monday to you. Chris Will from Mojo Rising in the house. Good to have you with us today. Thanks for watching. So the Thursday Bell and the Bear Jam would not be what it is without a couple things. Number one, first and foremost, Karis, for the house that she's built full of music and love. I always try to say that, but she has built a wonderful environment for live local music. And the hosts that she's put together in this jam as it's evolved, and I mean, it started with Jim Cuesta and it started with Dave Moody, and then Kevin Cooper has been added. I mean, the hosts now, Kevin Cooper, Jim Cuesta, Jamie Combs, Kathy Laverde, and then you've got your backing of all the players, and Jonathan Grooms has been a wonderful addition to that. Just a great guy to be around and to hang out with, and a solid, fantastic player. And Travis Hanna playing the drums, doing drum duty, especially when Danny Laverde's on tour and all the things, and sharing those duties when Danny's back in town. It's just a special place to be. Absolute special place to be. Let me say hi to a few more people. Butch Snyder, yeah, we're going to talk about that show at Madison live here in just a minute, and you want to hear about it. If you weren't there, you definitely want to hear about it, because there's going to be a lot of comments on that one here. Hello, George. Thank you. Hi, Greg. Thanks for being here. Good to have you with us. So the house band on Thursday night opened up with a new set of tunes I hadn't heard them do before that really warmed up the crowd. They got the crowd rolling. They've tried to mix that up a little bit more than what it was in the past. So if you've been there and you say, oh, I've heard some of the same songs and all that, I'm telling you, the house band can play anything, first of all. And they've changed it up to the point where it's exciting every week to go hear what just they play alone to open the show up with. And it's a great way of getting the crowd involved and doing that. And what do we got going here? I'm looking at this comment that just popped up. And let's see here if I can't just say bye-bye. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's talk about what the house band did. Again, they warmed up the crowd. They got everything going. And sorry, that comment got me a little sidetracked. Then came a very special treat for that night. And it had been announced in advance, but we were able to see something very special. A band that's been a Cincinnati favorite for 30 years plus. Kind of, I don't even know if you want to call it kind of a reunion, but they hit the stage to play 6 or 7 songs, I think, or 5 or 6 songs. And I've got the list here we'll look at in just a minute. But I want you to know that this was absolutely amazing. If I can find the list, I'll bring it up here. I know I've got it somewhere. Hopefully it's here. But just let me get into this with Twisted Fate for a minute. Amazing players, been playing for years. Many people knew them. And yeah, Jamie says bye-bye. Yeah. Gotta delete those comments that roll in like that. You do. And thank you for that, Butch. I'll leave that up there. And Twisted Fate. Let me talk about the guys in the band. First of all, most of you are familiar with Del McFarland. If you don't know Del and you're in the Cincinnati scene, then you've had your head in the sand, because Del is one of those guys who I like to describe him as he epitomizes the term rock star. His strong vocals and his amazing stage presence just blows me away every time I see him. And this night they put on an epic performance. I mean, an epic performance. Kent said he had a great time Thursday at the Bell too. Thank you, Kent. And this performance was anticipated by the crowd. People were out there. They were ready. They were ready to hear him play. And I had the honor of announcing them onto the stage, and I could just feel the energy in the crowd when we announced the name of the band, and everybody's cheering. They're ready. And they hit the ground running, man. And they played some really, really killer stuff. So yeah, it was fantastic. And you know, I've lost my picture of the set list I had up here of that, and I don't know where it went. But what we'll do here, if I can, hang on, let me see if I can find it. I bet I can. Yeah. So they did Lord of the Thighs, Would, that's WOULD, Sober for You, Torn, Heaven and Hell, and then ended it up with an amazing version of What If, and just absolutely blew us away. It was fantastic. So hats off to those guys. And let me name the rest of the band. Mike McElfresh on guitar, John Lynn on guitar, I believe, Thomas Pennekamp on bass guitar, and Taylor James O'Brien is their normal drummer. They had a fill-in drummer for the night. You would have never known. Todd Farler playing the drums that night. Epic show. And if you've never seen these guys, go see them, because they'll blow you away. And yes. And Jeff said, started with Aerosmith, Lord of the Thighs. Yeah, I mean, who does that? And Jeff, you did a great job dialing them in on sound that night too. Amazing work, as always. Jeff Vance doing the house sound. And I'm trying to see. Oh, thank you, Jim McCarthy. I have it here in front of me. It's just a matter of getting all the monitors to work in front of me here and getting my eyes to work on them. Thank you for that. And thank you, Jeff, for that comment. Jeff's on the YouTube channel. And Jamie said she'd never seen the jam so packed. It was fantastic. Thank you, Under the Sun, for being here. Tom's out there. He keeps getting kicked off. Well, thank you, Tom, for watching in your car. Don't get too cold. Dell, it's my pleasure, my friend. Thank you for that comment. It's my pleasure because I can't say enough about your band, and I was pleasantly surprised, certainly, to see the crowd response and how much everybody was into the rock. And it's a little edgier and heavier than sometimes you'll get on a Thursday night jam night, but boy, it was well received. And what a bunch of players. Epic players. I mean, just absolutely epic players. And certainly Mike and John on guitar, that they were solid bass work from Thomas. Tom is just, he reminds me of the old 70s rockers, man. He just steady on that bass and playing some great stuff. So what a good night it was there at the Bell and the Bear. And then, of course, after Dell and the band got finished, they worked the crowd. They were out there talking to people, chatting with everybody, taking photos, which was cool to see. And then a host of other characters come up to sing. And, we had TJ Wethington, who's an amazing singer and fun when he gets up there doing his thing. Colleen was in the house up there on the stage, and many more. So what a great night at the Bell and the Bear on Thursday night. And let me see what else we got coming here. Jim Cuesta in the house. He says, when Dell's in his element, there's simply no one better. I agree 100%, Jim. He's rock star status all the way. And Todd was hitting those skins really well too. It was just an epic night there. And I know Jim was there in the house band that night and doing his hosting duties, and we all commented on how good they were, and it was just epic. And what a great night at the Bell and the Bear on Thursday night. Thank you, Karis, for providing us this place and letting people come in and showcase their talent like that as well, which is really cool. Now, I will give you a quick reminder next week. Mark Daly or Daly, however you'd like to say it, who I saw open for Jeff Tate, but they're now on tour opening for Mr. Big, and Danny Laverde is the drummer in that band. And I'm going to have them on the show as well. So watch for that to come up. It'll either be Wednesday at 5, depending on how their flights go. If their flights are delayed, then it'll be Friday at noon. So just to let you know, they're going to join me on the show as well. And I'm looking forward to talking to Mark. And they'll be at the Bell and the Bear next Thursday, playing a few songs as well and doing a set. So you want to join for that? That's an added bonus there that nobody else is going to get, because they're on tour, man, and they are a great band. And Jim said it was a Saturday on a Thursday jam night. It was. Hey, TJ, thanks for being here. I was just talking about your ears burning. I hope so. And what else we got? Jamie saying it was a rocking night. It was a rocking night. It was great. And Roger said Tom Pennegamp's older sister babysat him. There, you heard it here first, folks, when he was a wee little boy. And Colleen, she said it was special to be a part of that night. Yes. What a night it was. I love going to the Bell and the Bear Jam. I do. And the weatherman duped me. I kind of headed out a little early because they said it was going to get nasty, and I didn't want to drive up 75 an hour in the snow. So I left a little too prematurely that night. I should have stayed because it didn't snow till late. But that's just the way it works. And Ed, thank you for your photos. I used a few of them today and gave you photo credit for being the good photos. Mine were the bad photos, as always. And Ed doing his thing out there always in the photo department. And yeah, Thomas Hayes Friel was in the house too from Nashville. So super stuff. Thank you, Jamie. So thank you, Dell, and thank you, Twisted Fate. Guys, they have a show coming up, though, if you want to see a full version of them, March 8th at the Naughty Pine. March 8th, Naughty Pine. Give them a shameless plug there a little bit. If you want to go see the folks from Twisted Fate. And who did a great job? Ed? TJ? He said you did a great job. I don't know. But I think he's probably talking to Dell. I hope Dell did a great job, and what a front man! I'm just blown away. Now I had to take a little time off Friday and Saturday night, so I don't have anything to report for Friday and Saturday, but I've got a huge report for Sunday night, and let me get to that here as we're chatting it up today. And certainly Sunday, the Madison Theater. What a nice venue. Genesis retouched. Now, if you didn't get to see it, it is the 80s Phil Collins era. I shouldn't even say 80s, but just the Phil Collins era of Genesis. And what a special event. What a special event. And hi, Nick from the Highway House. Thank you for being here. I'm trying to get to your comments, guys. And Glenn said yesterday was great. Wow. Wow. That's what we got to say. Thank you, Bill. I'll leave that up there so people can see it. And let's talk about the project that got built by these guys, mainly my good friend, Mr. Jim Cuesta, who put this together. And hello, Jennifer Cuesta. Thank you for being here. I'm trying to get to your comments, guys, but I'm gonna get through this. I want to talk about this a lot. Brett said Thursday was great. Yeah, Brett was there. It was great. And the bass player from Twisted Fate also plays with Stone Mountain Mafia. I forgot to say that, but yes, thank you, Brett. It's good to have you people on here to remind me of things as I get my old timers disease out and forget things like that. And thank you, Jim. And let's talk about Genesis Retouch for a minute. One special event. If you miss this, you miss one of the most epic shows of the year. I'm going to say that out loud. I've been to a lot of them. It was by far top 5 epic shows of the year for me. And I could rank it up there, maybe in the top. I'll be nice to the others that I've mentioned and just say top 5. These guys have had like 4 or 5 rehearsals at the most. Okay. It sounded like they were playing their 100th show. If there was a hiccup or a glitch anywhere in the night, none of us knew it. This was absolutely amazing. It was, I don't know how to even describe it. For somebody else, describe it if you saw it. Please throw it in there because I have lots to say, but Jamie says curious on how many people are kicking themselves in the butt. Yeah. For not being there. And, I toyed with the idea too. I said, man, that's an hour drive for me down past the river, all that stuff. And I am so glad I made that trip. I got to say that because it was just, going to need more than a minute to talk about this, aren't we? Yes, we are. Ed Sawicki. And Ed was under the weather, and that's a shame. Our great friend John Clare was there taking wonderful photos. And in Ed's absence, Ed would have been taking great photos as well. But I will say that we put John Clare's photos up on our page today with his permission. And he's a wonderful photographer and just captures the moment as well. So a full house. Now, when I talked to Jim on Thursday, Jim was like an expectant father who was ready to give birth to this project, but yet was extremely nervous about the condition of the baby. And let me tell you, you had a healthy 10-pound baby that night, Jim Cuesta, because it was a full house. And not only that, but a virtual who's who of Cincinnati music. Every time I turned my head, I saw another rock star or a musical star in the house. And I mean, we're talking people who are touring. I mean, Dave Rock and Roll Moody in the house, the whole band of DV8, Dreamboat Danny, all those people in the house, Rick Kern. I mean, I could go on and name artist after artist that I got to see that night and got a chance to say hi to. And wasn't it cool to be part of that special moment? And I just can't say enough about what went on. And we'll get heavy into it here in just a second. If I can get the set list up here, I'm trying. Maybe. Well, Scott said, there we go. All right, there it is. Now I know I got it. But let's talk about the folks in the band first of all. The band itself. And if I mess these names up, sorry. Hello, Rob. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. And Ed says John Clare is a great fan. He is excellent, just amazing. And I'm going to get in, Jason, I'm going to get into production as well. And Bill said they should tour internationally. I said that last night. Just amazing. And Sherry said extremely professional show. Genesis Retouch. Sherry, I didn't see you there, but if you were there, I hope you had fun. There was a lot of people there we didn't get to see. And let me talk about the band. We had Clark Hunley on guitar, slaying it. I mean, and just a cool vibe to him. Completely, just an amazing vibe as he played throughout the night, and some really killer solos. We had Matt Wiles playing bass and guitar throughout the night. And Matt, again, another solid player, and just it was amazing how he was switching up between the guitar and the bass and all that, and what was going on in the moment. And just all pro players here. Devin Lay playing drums back in the back. They had 2 drum kits, okay? And Devin Lay playing one set of the drums. And then, of course, Adam Wheeler would go back and play. I'm going to talk about him in a minute. And yes. Well, that's where I was. I was in the front by a tail. Sherry, sorry we didn't see you. But yeah, hope you had fun. Drum duet was awesome. Yeah, we'll talk about that too, Jamie. So Jim Cuesta on keyboards. And now I will tell you, Jim, this is Jim's baby. I mean, this is, as I said earlier, this is something that Jim Cuesta has had a goal to put on and to strive for a long time. And Mr. Cuesta, you came to the plate and hit a home run. If anybody was there and doesn't agree with that, get off the page, because Jim put his heart and soul into this, and man, you are a professor of music, my friend. And what a great show it was. And not only the selection of who's in the band, but the vocals. I mean, Adam Wheeler, it wasn't just a tribute to Phil Collins and Genesis. It was spot on Phil Collins. The vocals, I've never heard anyone sound as much as he sounded like Phil Collins in my entire life. Absolutely amazing. And what was funny is to watch the crowd from the first song. Everybody's looking at each other and the mouths are hanging open and everybody's going, wow. And I was hearing holy shit, and I'm hearing amazings, and just the crowd was just so blown away from the start. And, Adam Wheeler not only singing up front, but running back and getting on the drum kit too, and the drum duo and all the things that went on there. Just amazing. And I will talk about production here as soon as I go through this, but I want to talk about some of the songs that you might recognize, and some of them you may not, but Abacab was in there. Certainly behind the lines. Let's see what else I want. Mama, which was amazing. Certainly No Son of Mine was great. Land of Confusion, Misunderstanding, Carpet Crawlers they ended with, which was absolutely special. And then they did an older medley, and Throwing It All Away, Man on the Corner, Invisible Touch, Jesus, He Knows Me. That's just to name a few that went on that night. So, and when Adam came out there and did tonight, yeah, good stuff. What'd y'all think? If y'all were out there and you went to the show, drop us a comment. Let us know what you thought about the show last night, because hi, Steven. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Steve Stein. Hi, Lola. It's just an amazing group of people. And one of the things that got mentioned, and I'm glad they did throughout the show, is the big thing about Genesis that people love to go see was the production and how well the production was done, lighting and sound and all that. I have to say, again, I've said it before on the show, I'll say it again. Todd Buck is not human. Todd Buck on sound, as the sound engineer, he has some sort of superhuman hearing, because this mix was better than CD quality. It was right out of the studio, listening to the headsets quality. I mean, it was fantastic. Todd Buck is a master at his craft, and I just love hearing anybody play when Todd Buck's behind the board, and a wonderful thing. And the other thing is Tim Butterfield on the lighting. Oh my gosh. I mean, this looked like a national touring act. This was, I mean, this is the production that went on, and there's videoing going on and all this happening, so they can do a big EPK and all the things they're doing. You know, it looked like you were at a national concert. And first of all, it was free. So if you didn't go see this and you want to see it again, go to Genesis Retouched page. There's a link there to get to their Venmo, and send them something and help them out a little bit, because everybody donated that came in last night. QR codes got hit up and people were donating to Venmo, but there was no fee to get in. And that was due to some ticketing issues and such from other shows that were in the area. So that happens. And I would have paid plenty of money to see this. And if they ever come back again, I'm paying plenty of money to go see it again, because it was great. And hopefully all our donations at the door and all the things really helped. And there were so many people helping out too. I mean, Kay was up front there taking money from the donations. The photographers in the house, Carrie was in the house, and lots of other folks there helping out. And what a great group of friends we had. I mean, we had Glenn was there. I haven't seen Glenn comment on it yet. Are you out there, Glenn? You still with us? But what a great show it was last night. And the music of Genesis is timeless. And I will end with one thing today that I want to say about that show. There was a variety of people in the audience, from music lovers to musicians to young people who I would never expect. That these songs that were being played are 3 times their age. I look around at them, they're singing every single word to every song. There was a young man to my left who had curly hair. I mean, he looked like he might be 22. Every single word of every song. He knew. He knew more words than I did. And I love Genesis. But I will say that. What a great thing. And let me see what else some people have to say here. Glenn says, thank you, Jim. Hands down, fantastic. What a great show. And Glenn, you had great seats there to see it front and center. And Jim McCarthy, yes, looking forward to seeing it again. I'll go every time I can. Absolutely. And Jamie can't believe it was free. She says would have paid at least $50 for it. Hands down, one of the best shows I've seen all season. And Jim says, Tim Butterfield, lighting was beautiful and timed. It's perfect. Everything was perfect. And I know, I mean, people like Bill talk about the bright lights sometimes bothering him and all that, but I thought Tim did a nice job of keeping that to a minimum and not blinding the crowd, but, also getting the crowd excited. And Jennifer